Words can be life generating or they can be life depleting. Words can also be life affirming. They can be energizing, blessing, and empowering for the speaker. Communication can be the solution, the energy that solves the puzzle of your chaotic being, bringing you to higher and higher orders of strength, integrity, alignment, and pure power. It can be the solution. Words can be the solution when we use words of life. Words of life are words that come from your heart, that are the true, pure expression of your spirit, of your authentic spirit. Not spirits and entities that have gotten into you, but your pure, incorruptible, authentic spirit from the Great Spirit. Okay, that's what words of life are. They speak from your heart, through your heart, from your spirit. It goes from your heart through your throat chakra. Most people are afraid to speak the truth of what they feel and of what needs to be said. This alone is a big reason why throat and thyroid disorders are so common and pervasive. Whether Hashimoto's, Graves' disease, underactive thyroid cancers, overactive thyroid, the prevalence of these symptoms and diseases is growing rapidly. Most everyone either has or knows someone who has one of those disorders. The thyroid is a major center for regulation of the metabolism and so many other things, and it is not only dysregulated and disrupted by the consumption of toxic substances, but also by the untruth that passes through it day in and day out, and the suppression of truth that gathers and festers, causing both material and non-material obstruction, as the enormous stuck energy of suppressed truths densify into masses, growths, and plaque. Remember that the origin of disease begins energetically. The suppression of your truth, that will collect, it will develop, it will harden, it will become a mass, a growth, a plaque, if it's left to do that. So it makes perfect sense that the error that we take in through substances and the error that we speak, the untruths that we speak, the word lie is quite a harsh word, but the lies, they are essentially, if they're not truth, then what else are they? But I'll use the word untruth, it's a little bit softer, or I'll use the word error. So these masses, growths, and plaques, and the lack of the thyroid to produce thyroid hormone or the overproduction of it, the autoimmune diseases of the thyroid, they can all be largely attributed to this suppression of truth. Okay, it's your time now to stop contributing to this any longer and to help break down and dissolve the accumulation of energy that is built up over your lifetime. It is a very brave thing to live truthfully in an environment that insists upon the suppression of truth, insists upon substituting untruth, pretending that the untruth or the lie is an acceptable alternative. Now, we all know that's the whirling world. Let's not turn a blind eye to that. We have to see it clearly, because then we see where the pressures come from. If we wish to live and know what life can be when we are in alignment on the vertical axis, having our being filled with supreme source power, energizing us, making us as magnetic and creative, as wise, as clear as we are able to be, we must do this. Words of life heal. Words of life will heal your electromagnetic field. They'll heal your body. They'll dissolve the calcified and plaque-laden and tumor, anything that's here that shouldn't be here. The words of life have the vibration to clear them. So I know a lot of you deal with growths, you deal with all sorts of issues in this area. And obviously the tissue cleansing is fundamental, but in addition to that, we can't just tissue cleanse and then not speak words of life. Where is the synergy there? Where is the alignment there? Next, one must evaluate their vocabulary to determine whether their word and phrase choices are energizing or not. Our choice of phrases comes from our sense of self-awareness. The way you speak on any given day will dramatically change the way your days go and how you feel about each day when it comes to a close. Before you go to sleep every night, I want you to think about how you feel, and I want you to think about what you've spoken. And you're going to see a direct correlation between the two. Speak words of life, you're going to have golden days. Even if things are difficult, even if you have challenges, at the end of the day, you're gonna feel really good about how you handled yourself, how you handled the energy you were given, the allotment of energy that you have to represent the field of life with. A lot of the reason that people feel so down during the day or at the end of the day or any time is because of these words of death. They are life deteriorating words. And there's so many reasons why we don't live for hundreds of years in gloriously illumined bodies with utter radiance. All of these things factor in. Your words of life and phrases of life will immediately set to work breaking down and dissolving the masses of calcified, decaying energy masses in your throat. This is the path of enlightenment. So imagine you're like a funnel and source is pouring down through the spine of life. If you're in alignment with the spine of life, you're receiving that flow, that enormous light quotient that's coming through. But if you've got parts of you that are out of alignment, you're not going to catch it. It's not going to be received. You're not going to actually be that funnel. You're going to be, or the flute. We talk about the flute for the music of God. It'll be interrupted and it'll get stale, it'll get stuck, and you'll be wasting it. Because when you're receiving that light from source coming in through you, it's going to enlighten you. It's going to bring the light through. And the more we can see where there's congestion and obstruction and weakness, that's good. So when we do not speak words of life, we also cannot hear words of life. Words of life become apparent to us when we start to value life-affirming communications. So your intuition is the words of life that you're hearing, you're taking in. So we begin to hear the energy around us and the voice within speaking to us because we now truly value and care what it has to say.